Hello.
Ta-da!
Seeing the clock reminded me of something one of the little shorts I saw on YouTube. Dr. Neil Tyson was talking about sundials and the directions that the sundial goes proves that sundials were created above in the equator in the northern hemisphere. Because if they were below the equator in the southern hemisphere, it would go the other way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's the people in the northern hemisphere that gave us a concept of time, and while we're here at 9 o'clock. What?
Nothing. I was just thinking about Fred Flintstone's wristwatch sundial.
Yeah.
You got to hold your arm very still.
I'm still waking up. I fell asleep in my chair after work and woke up to being 2 minutes into the intro.
Hey,
Well, if you can't get her on, if you can't get in, screw it.
better
Well, normally
late
if
than
you
never.
can't get it in, you can't screw it.
If you can't get here on time, just get here when you can.
And I had several naps today after work.
But at least I made it in before the intro ended.
Yep. Unlike other people who we can't mention because they're not here.
They're not here yet. Probably brisket burning or something.
Well, Dawn's actually watching, so hi, Dawn.
Yep.
Like I am.
And yesterday, I came home from work and sat down and had a couple of soothing adult beverages, and then went and pan fried and then baked my first attempt at filet mignon.
Oh,
Tasted fantastic. I didn't have the oil hot enough at first to sear the top and bottom before it got put in the oven. But I didn't want to overcook anything.
Oh,
So,
I was watching a British cooking show on YouTube.
hmm
Evidently, the British have a new kitchen appliance. It's called a microwave. Microwave. That's what she called it, a microwave.
that's that's right on up there in the same store that sells those macrame plant hangers and several other things.
Yeah.
So last night, and yeah, anyone that is a friend of mine on Facebook saw me horribly uh, misspell it in the most backwards pronunciation I could think of. Uh, fajettas. Um, I know Fahey doesn't know how to pronounce it and stuff like that, but
That
it just
that's
reminds me of my mom, and I loved her to death. Sometimes I was willing to strangle her to prove it. I don't know if she could not pronounce chimichanga or refuse to pronounce chimichanga. It would always come out as chimuchaga or some weird ass thing like that. Hey, how about we get some chimuchagas? And then she'd give me that look, kind of the dad joke look, and I'm just like, Mom, it's chimichanga. For the love of all that is holy, say it freaking right. To her dying day, she didn't.
yeah, and as far as I know, that Vegeta's that villain character on the Powerball, or what was it? What was it? Japanimation thing? Dragon Ball. That's the one. Dragon Ball, Powerball. That's the ones that get my dollar every month or so. Uh,
Where are you paying $1?
uh, what? They going up to $2?
Yeah, it's been at the $2 for a few years now.
Okay. Well, maybe I get a discount. Knock $1 off when you buy an 18 pack.
Maybe you're getting the knockoff Powerball tickets.
Well, wouldn't surprise me. My number never comes up. Uh, no, actually, I have gotten the Powerball several times, but no other numbers, which is pitiful.
Well,
I've got all the numbers in the Powerball on several occasions, just never on the right week.
Yep.
Carl,
Yeah.
senior discount on Powerball.
Yep. They give you a discount on Powerball instead of a Social Security check. Ah.
Hey, you guys want to know how you'll find out if I win the Powerball?
Yeah, I'll have to start hosting the show because you'll be gone.
Hell
Damn
is frozen
straight.
over.
Oh,
Welcome to being a senior citizen. Here's your Powerball and your Geritol.
Oh Lord. Yep. I was standing there one day at the counter buying a what is it? A Powerball and a Mega Millions ticket one week. And some sanctimonious little old lady was behind me. He goes, you probably get more money out of that if you just put it in savings or a retirement account. And I go, lady, I put $120 a week in my 401k. I buy lottery tickets maybe 4 times, maybe 6 times a year. I don't think that $2 or $3 is going to really build up in a savings account rapidly.
I spend less on Powerball in a year than some people spend on coffee in a week.
Hey, depending on where you go, that could be several $100s.
Really?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's I spend less on Powerball in a year than people do in like Starbucks for a week.
Hey, you really want to have some fun? Go walk into the Starbucks and order coffee, cream, and sugar.
I don't really feel like having to have my stomach pumped.
But you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just order a black coffee. It
So
confuses the hell out of them.
I want coffee flavored coffee. Yeah.
my youngest plays Genshin Impact, and I play it every once in a while as well, and it's fun to geek out with my kid over that. One of the characters in the game, the NPC, his name is Venti. So I do the typical dad thing of purposely mispronouncing shit. So I keep calling Venti small caramel macchiato. She's like, Venti means, large at Starbucks. I'm like, yes, that's why I'm calling him a small caramel macchiato.
Venti doesn't mean large.
It means 20, but it's their large size. It's their 20-ounce size. So for Starbucks, it does mean large. Doesn't mean large in whatever language they're trying to, probably Italian,
Yeah.
to mimic. But, it does mean, just mean like, Big Mac means hamburger at McDonald's. It's not really a hamburger.
Okay.
Oh. Well, so is neither is a crystal, but damn, they line up for them. And at one time, Crystal actually experimented with a soy patty, pure soy, and calling it a vegan Crystal.
Tofu burger. I just don't see the point. I mean, sure, you might live longer, but you're going to hate it.
Yeah. Oh, and Dan, for HallowCon, I am trying to source free range, organically fed pork.
I've got a friend down here that hunts those for fun.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, people call him that say, "We got a problem. Bring your truck,"
Uh,
and he'll fill the
oh,
back of the truck up with those things.
I don't even think there's a limit on them, are there?
If they are feral, I'm not sure.
If they're a nuisance animal, there's never a
Yeah,
limit.
yeah.
So why do we still have never mind.
I would love to answer that question.
Why are there black SUVs suddenly arriving at my front door? No, kidding.
Okay, what did I say that Dawn?
The free range. Um,
Free range, organically fed pork.
there you go.
Well, that'd drive the hippies crazy, wouldn't it?
It depends on the hippies. It just kind of makes me go, "Have I got enough barbecue sauce for this?"
Hey, there's plenty of hippies that like bacon.
Oh, that is some good bacon. I'm sorry, I'm starting to snort here.
Of course, we would need to acquire it several weeks before for it to be proper bacon by the time HallowCon rolls around. Because is it supposed to smoke for a couple of weeks or something like that?
Oh, that depends on the recipe.
Yeah. Okay, Carl says now I'm asking where Megan where the HallowCon food comes from.
Out of a truck.
Oh God.
Oh, did y'all see that video I posted?
For the people who don't watch the show, you need to get big barrels of stuff and just slap labels on it and have it say Soylent Green and have it sit next to where Megan's preparing food.
I'm not sure Megan would let us get away with that. I'm sure she would understand and get the joke, but I'm not sure that she would let us get away with that. And she's a big girl. I ain't pissing her off.
Should we use the steel drums or the plastic gun, Dan?
Plastic's cheaper.
All right.
Plastic's cheaper. Plus, you
Soylent
can
Green.
get a.
Now with 50% more girls.
Are those cookies made with real Girl Scouts?
All right, that just went into the list. Save.
Was that from the Happy Newton handbook?
Joe Dog has
Carl?
50. If I had 50 wild boars in my yard, we'd be in trouble because my yard ain't that big.
You really? You'd be calling my friend David to take his truck up there.
No, I'd be calling Mark Michael,
Oh,
Frank Pallets.
the local boys.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, y'all seen that video where the guy's cutting his field, cutting the cornfield?
Oh yeah, and a whole
About 200
herd
of
of
them.
boar run out of the cornfield afraid of the tractor.
Stampede.
Mm-hmm. Of course, he
Oh,
saved
that,
money on fertilizer for that field for the next year.
yeah. That was so cool to hear Brett Spiner actually say that in front of me. Stampede.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
He was so good on Night Court with that character.
Oh, believe it or not, the next season, him and that lady were supposed to have the coffee shop and they were going to be regulars.
Oh wow.
But he got the Star Trek gig.
Yeah.
And she still ain't speaking to him.
I can understand that. Some people get all the breaks and some people break all the goods.
Yep. What is... shit. I just got a bill, my credit card bill from Harbor Freight. I pay them more than the monthly balance, and when the monthly balance, when it comes due, they want more money. I just paid them $200. My payment last month was only $30. Now they want $41.
Well, evidently they've got a calendar. They know it's just about time for HallowCon.
Yeah. And then I told you about my mortgage company, didn't I?
Yes, I was just about to say that comes on top of the other difficulty.
Yeah.
Still don't understand why you've got to cover their mistake.
Because it's my It's my escrow account.
Yeah. I understand. Hell, I used to get money back from mine.
Uh,
My mortgage had been every year they overpaid the escrow by in a year about $150. So end of the year, I got a little Christmas bonus. Uh,
yeah, I'm gonna start throwing that. Yeah, I saw that, Rich.
I've got like 2 or 3 copies of that book that have those stickers in it. Well, the pages you can copy out to become stickers in it somewhere around this house. I know one of them's in my youngest bedroom. They found it and they're like, "Ooh,
I had one at one time. I had a page of uh, smart ass physics stickers bookmarked on my web browser. The page no longer exists, but I had printed out about 5 or 6 copies of the page and put double stick carpet tape on it and cut them out and stuck them on various things around the factory.
I got a print shop. Exactly, Carl. Exactly. I got a print shop right down the street. All I got to do is send
The
her the
design,
JPEG file.
yeah.
And there's also sticker shops online that you can get sheets and sheets and sheets of these made. Oh dear Lord,
Hmm.
I'm going to go to jail.
You'll be in good company.
Well, as long as it's not nuclear, labeled nuclear. We're going to have to get Regina Kirby in, Dan, to tell that story.
Fine with me. You're the host. You're the con director. You've got the pull. I'm
Oh,
I'm just
I was
this
at
guy that talks funny.
I was at Rich threw me on a panel, convention war stories from con directors. Regina opens with the nuclear incident at the Reed House.
How you
I
supposed
just
to follow that?
There was a guy from San Francisco that was part of Deep South Con or whatever. Uh, he's sitting there going, "No, no, no," and everybody in the room's going.
Uh-huh.
And when she finally finished the story, I leaned into the mic and go, "Regina wins."
Oh. Oh, I read a news article just this week. Well, I glanced at the headline. I didn't read the article because I figured it was from our nation's capital and would most probably be best used spread around the field for fertilizer. But basically, it was they're never going to figure out whose stash they found in the White House.
Yeah.
And I'm going, think of the previous occupants.
Stash of what? Too? I mean, we're talking dope. We talking porno mags. We
It
talking.
snowed in the White House.
Okay.
It wasn't Willie Nelson's, I tell you that. But there is one former president that
Do
seems
you
to have
realize the
aged
street value
rapidly.
of this mountain?
That's
Most
just it.
most everybody put that down to his spouse, but I'm going. Well, that explains how he put up with her for so damn long.
Well, which, oh, yeah, no, there was two presidents. I thought you were talking about the last one, aged. No, that one didn't age.
No, too many
There's
preservatives.
there's two in recent history that I can recall, at least in my voting history, that aged horrifically fast after leaving office.
Yes.
Both of them Democratic at that.
The one I'm thinking of, everybody hates his wife.
Yeah.
Again,
Oh, do you know where he spent his last vacation?
Have no idea.
On a ranch in Texas. They're
Oh, we
best
get-
friends. They're best friends now.
Oh. I'd have believed it if you'd said that one in Nevada, but is that
we're
one still
talking
in
about the
business?
saxophone player.
Yeah.
Yeah, the saxophone player's hanging out in a ranch in Texas.
I can see it.
The one with the really great bottle rockets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, and one thing I learned, do you know after you're elected, you can never drive a vehicle publicly again?
I can believe it.
You must be escorted by Secret Service off your
Forever.
property forever. That's why GW bought the Texas ranch. You know, hell, his ranch is as big as Chattanooga,
Mhm.
so he can get in his truck and drive around.
Because he's not leaving the property.
Yep. And they
Still,
say,
I'd take a couple of them with me anyway, just to have somebody to open the gates in between the fields.
well, hey, you know how
See how well you can hang on.
you know how you can tell
Secret
a real
Service agents bouncing
cowboy
out of the bed of the truck.
in a truck when they pull up to a gate? Three ranch hands in the truck. Which one's the real cowboy?
The one that don't get. Never mind.
What? Say it.
The one that don't get out of the truck.
Exactly. The one on the passenger side has to get out and open and close the gate. The other one's driving. He's sitting there.
Ah. Yeah, we never did bother to fence in our farm because it was all grain, no cattle or anything else. Didn't go for chicken houses either. So we don't have any gates to have to go through. Although there were times when I wish there was one down at the driveway to
Just to keep people out.
casual traffic. Yeah.
Keep the honest people out.
Well, no, wouldn't have been honest people, just the ones that refused to get out of their cars. The ones that will walk around, hell, even a barbed wire fence with 10,000 volts electricity running through it wouldn't stop them.
Like I said, keep the honest people out.
Daddy caught one neighbor kid up on the farm, and Daddy caught him just as he was drawing a bead on a red-tailed hawk.
No, that's wrong.
Uh-huh. I mean, not only
Bastard
would
better been drawing a bead with a camera, not a.
no, this was a kid I knew, and he's one of them. If he saw it move, he'd shoot it. He got run off of so many places to hunt because he was getting things that wasn't even in season, and then again, on our property, he was getting things that was damn near illegal. Uh,
Isn't it?
anyway,
I
Only
mean,
thing he wasn't catching was an ass beating, which is what he fucking deserved. Excuse
Yeah.
me, what he deserved.
well, I believe he might have got one anyway, because not only did Daddy run him off the property, he called the boy's father.
Oh yeah, okay. Sparky caught a whooping.
Uh huh.
well, isn't it illegal to even have feathers from one?
I'm not sure because they do occasionally shit. I mean, if you pick one up off the ground that they lost, you might be able to argue your way out of that one, but a large collection that they would not normally lose while still alive,
Yeah.
yeah, you'd probably do some jail time over that.
Now you said red-tailed hawk, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure if they're actually federally protected,
Yes.
but I do believe
Yes.
they are.
Yes. All birds of prey in the United States are federally
Huh.
protected.
I know Dad raised a couple of red-tailed hawks that had ended up breaking their wing at some point in time, and he nursed them back to health. And his sister ended up letting them free, and he was pissed.
Mm. Well, up in Alaska along the on the coastline, the bald eagles are a nuisance in the fishing towns.
Huh. That provides a conundrum.
Yeah. It takes
Yeah.
an awful lot of fish to feed a bird that size.
Now, here's the thing. Imagine when when your little fishing boat comes in and you've got 20 to 40 bald eagles landing on your boat looking at you like, pay up.
That one's a difficulty.
They come into the fishing towns like the mafia.
Yeah.
I mean, in
Nice
theory,
catch you got there. Be a shame if anything happened to it.
in theory, you should be able to scare them off without actually hurting them.
Yeah. Sirens, firecrackers, something like that.
Have you ever stared
Pictures of your
down?
mother-in-law.
Have you ever stared down a 4-foot tall chicken?
Not for long.
Couple of geese and a swan, and I lost.
When they reopened our riverfront, when they did the dedication ceremony, they brought Challenger the eagle. Dan, you know about this eagle that would fly around during the national anthem.
Yeah.
And right at the note, God hold his arm up, and that bird, home of the brave, that bird was on his arm.
Mm-hmm.
They brought that bird down, and he's walking through the crowd, and people are looking at him. And I just looked at, I'm standing there as he walked by. The bird stared at me and turned its head completely around, and he stopped and, what is it, boy? And the damn thing leaned towards me. I said, I didn't do anything. No, he likes you. I'm going, okay.
He thinks you'd taste good with ketchup.
But I'm going to tell you, you think the bald eagles are beautiful? You get this far away from one of them, They are mean looking. And like I said, you ever stare down a 4-foot tall chicken?
I remember a really bad joke.
Just one?
Well, okay, I only half remember it. The guy has a very virile rooster, and he lets it out in the yard, and it just goes to town on all the hens, and all the hens are eventually he comes out and because the rooster's just doing everything in sight, and comes out, and the rooster's just laying there, and it looks like the rooster's dead, and the guy rushes over, and he's looking at the rooster, and he's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And the rooster looks up at him, opens his eyes, and goes, "Shh, vultures."
Oh, yeah.
All right, and with that, I think I heard Misty come home, so I'm going to go spend some time with her before she's got to go to bed. She's on a 4-day jag. This is the first day, so she needs to have a little bit of adult interaction time where people are not treating her like crap. But granted, people come into urgent care hurting, not feeling good, so they're taking out their anger on the person that they think is slowing the process down, which is actually the person that's enabling them to actually get into the back to see a professional. So I'll probably hop back on here in a little bit. If I don't make it before the end of the show, I'll catch you guys on Saturday.
All right.
But hopefully I'll be back in a little bit.
Rich, can you give me 10 seconds?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
And that's 10. All right.
Now,
Kidding.
remember the rooster that fell over
Yeah.
crowing?
Somebody needs to adjust that cat's medication.
You need to PM me that link so I can send it to Misty. She will giggle like a 5-year-old at that.
Oh. It took. Now,
That's one to keep around because that's one that just is going to just tickle your soul no matter how crappy of a day you've had.
Yeah. Now, imagine me seeing that at 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, God.
I think it was 2:00 in the morning. 11 hours ago, whatever 11 hours ago was.
I bet you woke Donna up laughing.
Yep.
Speak of the devil.
Yep. I am working on getting you the link, Rich.
I appreciate it. All right. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Oh, Lord.
Carl says he could hear Donna laughing across the house. Oh. I'm going to put that in the main so everybody can find it. And then I'm going to message it to Rich.
Oh. Oh, there was one years ago. Cat's best friend was a little dog from the neighbors. The dog had walked by. The cat would stand in the window and bark at the dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don goes, thankfully, my earpiece was in because the kids would have flipped. And he says, Donna goes, that was funny. I don't care who you are. Yeah. I was screaming. I was laughing so hard.
Oh, Lord.
I might have to grab that video and put it over into our opening and closing videos.
As you do.
Oh, where were we, Dan?
I'm dreading going back to work tomorrow. I don't know where you are.
Oh,
Well, I wish it were Friday. I could talk about that. Let me think. Something else. Change the subject. Yes, I have something on my mind I shouldn't mention in public. So at least not where it's being recorded.
oh, I saw a new video that relates to your work.
Oh,
And, it's one of these backyard scientists.
yeah,
He built a wall, the studs, and put the pink stuff inside it. And, he wired it. I mean, did everything code. But one side was sheetrock and the other side was the clear plexiglass.
yeah.
So you could see in it. And he was using his welder to, throw the amps through it without the voltage.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I have seen something similar where someone was testing various types of
Yeah.
insulation for their fire retardant value.
Yeah.
Needless to say, that put me off of styrofoam insulation forever.
Oh, yeah. Well, what happened was and it happened right in, I don't know if he did whatever, but where the wire melted and caught fire was inside the insulation.
Yeah.
And the plastic was dripping flames. And it caught the drywall on fire and it melted the plastic. And once you get drywall started, it's on.
Yep. Takes a bit to get it started, but
Once you do.
yeah.
But yeah, he actually hooked up a voltmeter and an amp meter.
Yeah.
And the white wire, I think, is a 15 amp. It takes about 60 amps to get it to melt. 70, it jumps to fire.
Yep.
But if you got I mean, even if it's a sudden spike, your breaker's going to trip before that happens.
Hopefully. If the house is wired right, yeah. There's laws about that stuff.
Yeah. But
some home handyman might not pay any attention.
Yeah.
But professionals do, because there's inspectors that come by for them. No, the one that I saw was basically just testing the different varieties of insulation for their flame retardant abilities.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of different brands of fiberglass, the pink stuff, and one of our competitors. Well, two of our competitors. One of the pink stuff and one of our competitors had facing on it, paper facing.
Yeah.
One of them was glued. One of them was asphalted. and the other of our competitors was just unfaced. And then they had
Spray foam.
the spray foam and styrofoam panels, not even spray, just blocks of styrofoam,
Yeah.
and something called rock wool, which is like the ancestor of fiberglass.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Rock wool.
it is just basically melted rock spun out into fibers.
And I hear that's some of the best insulation.
Uh, Depending on the rocks it's made from, it's certainly one of the safest because it was the only one that survived being set on fire without taking much damage other than discoloring.
Yeah. And Carl says, was he setting it aflame to prove a point? It
Yes.
was one of those demonstrations to show what happens when you actually overload a wire.
Yep. So he had it just like a regular wall, and he
Yeah.
was overloading the wiring that would have been in a normal household wall.
And, it was using the plexiglass so you could see, which actually sealed it up and held the heat in,
Uh huh.
which, actually makes it worse. But,
Hey, you set plexiglass on fire, you in for a bad day.
oh, yeah. I'll have to find that again and send it to you.
Oh, please do.
It was in the tubes that Tuba use.
Now, back in the day, I mean, we're talking a long time ago, um, in poorer areas of the country,
Yeah.
um, shredded newspaper was used as
Yeah.
insulation. And let's just say that ain't in the least bit safe.
No.
No, shredded newspaper stuffed in between pine studs in a
Yeah.
wall. No, 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 no. Uh, of course, back before World War II, that was fairly common in less affluent areas all over.
Yeah.
So a lot of folks lived their entire lives in a death trap and nothing ever happened. But a lot of folks, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but there were a measurable percentage of folks where something did go wrong and they wound up having to rebuild a house
Oh, yeah.
at the very best option.
Well, the problem now is with some of these, they say, back then, it would take a good 4 or 5 minutes to get a house fully involved. Today, with all the plastics and all that,
Oh yeah,
it's seconds.
yes. Um, there's an OSHA video about um, fighting a fire in a mobile home. And basically, the conclusion was if you live in a mobile home and you smell smoke,
Get out.
get out as quick as don't stop for anything except the rest of your family. Drag them out kicking and screaming if you have to.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
get out. It takes less than 11 minutes for a 70-foot long, 12-foot wide mobile home to become ashes.
Yeah. They just pretty much just bust the windows out and start dumping water in there.
Yeah, if you're standing there right then when it catches fire, if you have to call the fire department, there's not going to be much left for them to do except cool off the tin roof that's now on the ground and the what's left of the aluminum siding because
Hey,
everything else went up.
well, like I had a friend worked at the fire department talking about mobile homes. He says, we haven't lost a frame yet. Of course, it was um I, you know, let me back up. I looked over at what Carl said and it confused me. Yeah, that's just about all that's left of a mobile home.
Yeah.
Like he said, we ain't lost a frame yet.
Mhm.
Carl, it's actually the same guy.
Oh, okay. Yep. Um, those green outdoor extension cords are rated pretty much exclusively for a few lights and maybe a radio,
Yeah.
not a space heater.
No, if you're gonna hook up a space heater, you need at least a 12 gauge cord,
Yeah.
and even then, the plug's gonna get a little warm.
Uh huh.
I used, I had one of the. Well, I think I finally threw it away. It was the double lights that go on
Yeah.
the stand.
Yeah. I know exactly which one. The halogen lights. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, we were holding a camper rally up at the state park, so I just one guy rolled in a little late, so boom, I had two of them. I put two, one on one side of the campsite, one on the other side, and this guy was setting up in daylight, and at about 10:30 at night. Uh, but it melted. The longer cord melted at the plug.
Yeah. And you know what else happens?
What?
If they're the ones that burn as hot as the ones that they use at work, you use those while you're pressure washing something, and they get splashed once they get hot. Yeah, they blow out. I mean, you're talking shattered glass goes a good 15, 20 yards. Uh, and that's partly because they get so hot,
Yeah.
and partly because somebody's dumb enough to use one of those around a pressure washer.
Yeah. Uh, Actually, I've seen many a truck. They roll those lights up. They unplug them, roll them up, throw them in the truck, start piling stuff on top of them.
And then wonder why they had to go buy new lights so often.
No, I mean throwing like blankets and the
Oh,
drop
okay.
cloths.
Yeah.
Gets a little warm back there.
Yeah. It would. Those things are very, very hot.
Uh,
Uh,
there's a video on YouTube guy showing how hot it is. He lit a cigarette off one.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Probably burned his hand holding a cigarette up to it.
He got a sunburn
Yeah.
on his face.
Oh, he leaned up. Okay.
Uh,
On that note, I'm going to go down the hall. I'll be right back.
and I've got nothing to talk about.
I find that very hard to believe.
Oh, yeah, but I'm going to get in trouble. I know it. I'm going to get in trouble. Carl, give me something to talk about. Oh, yeah, there goes the crowd. Well, Dan has to go down the hallway, and Rich is talking with his lovely wife and spending uh, time with her. And I'm sitting here, I've got nothing to talk about. Let me do this. Let me go look, find some news. Oh, well, that's political. I don't want to talk about political. 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 Uh, Britney Spears claims security backhanded her in the face, so she's going to sue them. That's a sad story about Robert De Niro's grandson. Oh. Well, the company behind the Titan has ceased operations. I wonder why. Oh. Well, Aretha's kids are still fighting over her will. And that's political. Ricky Martin and his husband are getting a divorce. And Subway's in trouble for a sign that says, "Our subs don't implode." Okay, that's just wrong. Talk up HallowCon. I don't have anything in front of me. Oh, it's not pretty. Anything new at the Waffle House menu? I have learned if you tell them what you want, they'll make it everything but pancakes. They won't make pancakes. I'll actually tell you if you order pancakes, go down the street. Oh, and Dan's back.
Yes.
Did you take your earphones with you listening to me try to ramble?
No, because after I swapped the Wi-Fi router, I can't get anywhere near as far from the office as I used to be able to. And my headphones always want to disconnect and reconnect
Okay.
when I come back. So,
And there's Joe back with us.
how you doing, Joe?
Back with us. Was I here already tonight?
Yeah. Well, you're back with us tonight.
Oh, I'm like, I
For
know
tonight.
I've been drinking tonight, but I didn't realize I logged in at one point.
Yeah.
Well, you were in the green room. We were talking, just disappeared.
This is before I logged in.
Yeah. No, about have you been watching any of the show, or you just getting here?
I'm just getting here. I met a friend of mine for some drinks up at the club, and 3 vanilla absolute and cokes and 2 shots of Rumplemans later, I am now home.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's an interesting mixture.
No, I was just going, hey, yeah, closing one eye does work.
The vanilla absolute and cokes make it taste just like a vanilla Coke.
Yeah.
And then Rumplemans is just doing a shot of Listerine, so.
I like Listerine. Well, I mean, I don't swallow it, but I'm not abhorrent of the taste of the mouthwash when I'm using it as a mouthwash. I have had to wash my hands in it though. I can't remember what that was. I got all over my hands, and look, it seemed like the Listerine was the only thing that would get it off. Some kind of specialty
hey, Stephanie,
oil or something. Yeah.
Megan has commented. She says, "So I opened Facebook on my phone and wasn't expecting to find 2 cute guys streaming and Joe. Hey, I admit I'm ugly."
If my dog had my face, I'd shave its ass and teach it to walk backwards.
Joe, over in private chat is a video. I've already ran it once, but I'm going to let you watch it. And I want to see your reaction.
I am watching it right now.
What happened to Nick's hand? Does he get Did he draw too much and get severe cramps? I mean, he has, he does have arthritis and
So before let's see, today's Thursday. So before yesterday's show for Nevermind the Furthermore, he took a bit of a spill out in the front yard, if I remember correctly, and went to catch himself on his hands.
that's
And
gonna bugger up both wrists.
yeah, between the nerve damage and everything he already kind of has going on, it didn't really help the cause.
Yeah.
But tune in tomorrow because Carl will be on there with Nick.
Mm,
I guess
I
Carl
wish-
will be pushing buttons. Pushing buttons and twisting knobs.
and taking names.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I'll be at work, and for the last 2 weeks, I've had a trainee, and the company didn't schedule things correctly. We should have had a backlog of stuff to test brought up to us before he actually started. So basically, for the last 2 weeks, we've been collecting samples to test, and it goes 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months. So Monday will start the end of the 2 week waiting period when he will be on vacation. He will probably be back in time for the 1 month tests.
Wait a minute. The guy you're training on a 90-day probation is going on vacation?
Yeah. They can't stop you from taking a vacation no matter what's going on.
Okay. And you've still
Hey.
got to stay till 11 o'clock while he's gone?
5:30.
Mm.
It's 10-hour days rather than the
10.
normal.
Yeah.
Well, we get paid for 10. We have to stay 10 and a half because there's a
30-minute lunch break that they.
unpaid lunch break. Yes, and it's in the contract, so we can't negotiate around it. Somebody
Oh
just
my
pinged in.
goodness!
Oh my!
Hold on a minute. I gotta get something here. Where is it? Where is it? Been so long. There we go.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
So, did Hawaii get boring or what?
Lord, Hawaii was January.
I know. You've been busy teaching since then.
Lewis, you need to up some audio.
All right.
And in response to Carl's comment, real quick, if you really want to mess with Nick tomorrow, I'll give you my StreamYard login because I'm a co-host with him on his channel. You could push a button or two.
How's that on the mic? Is that any better?
We're
About the
still just
same.
barely.
All right. Well, let me try this one.
Okay, we heard the whistle.
Don't hear nothing now.
Nope.
What have you done, Lewis?
Been so long, I done forgot how to use the stuff.
That's what I was just about to say. It's been so long, I don't even know how to stream anymore.
Now,
And you're supposed to be a teacher teaching this.
well, I'm teaching it on real equipment, not Skype. I know it's StreamYard. But, no, I was just going through Facebook and I saw you guys. And at the time that I saw you, it was just Joe and Dan. I'm like, Well, they look lonely.
Well, you missed it. Dan went to the bathroom.
Joe was on his own going, huh? Well, I can't think of anything to say. And
I read headlines.
just
I
as I
dro-
was leaving the room, I'm going, who are you and what have you done with Joe Dog?
I read headlines. It was political, can't solve that. Political, that can't talk about that. Political, can't talk about that. Oh, Brittany claims her security guard smacked her in the face. She's suing for that. Political. Oh, the sub company has ceased operations.
Well, yeah, their sub sank.
Oh,
That would be like if you had a bus tour company and your only bus crashed.
yeah.
Or
Here is one of those damn moments of the sub implosion. The guy that built the sub and shunned all the testings and all that, his wife is the great granddaughter of the Astors.
oh wow,
Oh,
Titanic.
Yeah.
Wow. That whole situation's messed up.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Yeah.
So she's now lost her grandparents and her husband in the same location.
Well, we shouldn't have to go far to drop the flowers.
Nope.
Oh, damn.
I'm trying to look on the bright side of it. Trying not
Lewis, that was just cold.
to find in those patties.
That was cold as the water they sunk in.
Have you been to the Titanic Museum?
No.
Well, the kids,
Up in Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge?
they've got a mock-up of the bridge and then
Yeah.
a tray of water there, and they keep that water the exact temperature that the water was the night they sank. And man, you put your fingers in that, and it's like, woo! You will lose your breath. That's cold. And poor Leo DiCaprio,
There was room for him on that door.
It wasn't a door. It was the mantle of a fireplace.
well, she should have scooted her skinny ass over and made room. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
Don't say it.
There was plenty of room on the underside.
Not helping that.
Depends on whether or not you like Leo.
Carl says SOC goes dark. And Megan says that was amazing.
Oh, wait till tomorrow night.
But I mean, Lewis hit that one just like that too. There was no planning on that one.
Professional training.
Friend. Oh, well,
How quick would that get you yanked off the air at one of the news stations if that came up?
I don't know. Nowadays, might take a couple of references.
Hmm.
I am now 1 week post-operative.
And how are you feeling?
Feel pretty good. Still got some bruising. And
How did you get a bruise on your forearm when they were playing with your chest?
they had to
The IV probably.
they had to put some equipment up the vein here.
Oh,
And here they went in the groin and then the incision here. So they had me open in 3 places at once. Surgery took 3.5 hours.
mm.
And I read the surgical notes afterward. I was under what they call conscious sedation, which means that I don't remember it, but I was awake. And I'm glad I don't remember it.
Sounds like work.
Yeah. Well, apparently, they have to be able to communicate with you. You know, like, does this hurt?
Lewis,
What doesn't?
Lewis, you've become a Japanese movie.
Why?
The voice and the video are not syncing up.
I'll tell you what. Let me get off of here and try on the laptop.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Let me bug out of here, and I'll be right back.
All right. And thanks for coming if you can't make it back.
Okay. I'll be back.
All right.
Oh, I had a perfect green room comment. No one, I won't even remember it tomorrow. I'm glad I stopped myself from saying it tonight.
Oh. I'll tell you, I get these ads. I had to cut off my ad blocker on Facebook because it was conflicting. So I'm starting to see all the Temu ads.
Oh, yeah.
I'm seeing stuff. I'm going, dang, I need something like that. I ain't getting it from Temu.
Oh, Carl. I'm sorry. Without Lewis's setup line, the joke is meaningless.
I mean, because they just had a 2 hard drive docking port. All right, there's Lewis.
Hi.
That's a lot
we
better.
can hear you.
Okay, good.
That's a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, Temu has a 2 hard drive docking port for $14.93.
Oh,
Docking port for what? A submarine?
Hard
Laptop?
drives.
Oh, hard drives.
Really?
Yeah, you can plug in 2 hard drives.
$14.93?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I've gone through about 3 USB hubs with this laptop, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And one of them just died, so I guess I'll be on number 4 pretty soon.
What are you doing to them? Overdrawing?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the last one used to get pretty warm, but I'm just driving a printer, an HDMI monitor, an external hard drive, and power.
I've got one that's switchable here,
A MacBook,
and it's got about 10 ports on it, and it's a really good brand. It works really well, but the more ports you have turned on, the hotter this bugger gets. The other one doesn't seem to. I've got one that's like a 20 port switchable, but it doesn't seem to get all that warm. Same company. So maybe I just got one that is not big enough to be a effective heat sink or something.
Dan, am I that drunk tonight, or do you have a green lighter? Because I could have sworn when you held it up. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's green out.
It's green. Yeah, there we go. You held it up for a second, and I just saw the silver top and went, wait a second.
Now you flick it, and it'll look like you're holding fire at the end of your finger.
Yeah, it will, because my hand's over it. Yeah, it's lime green. It's not even avocado. It's nowhere near close to Kelly green.
Yeah, you were holding it just like that.
Yep.
Lewis.
The place where I usually buy my cigarettes, they'll give me a free lighter every time I buy a carton, and I finally got to the point where I'm going, I've got a laundry basket full of them. I've not even peeled the labels off of yet. Please just keep it. Let somebody buy it. I don't need any more free ones for a while. And then Lindsay cleaned up in here, and I can't find one at all. It's probably she probably packed them all up in the convention gear.
Lewis,
Yeah.
did you check that light out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
worked?
The day I brought it to school, works fine.
Okay, awesome.
Yep.
I'm glad I could put something in there that you found something you could use.
Oh, yeah. 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 It'll work real well.
Oh,
Have you looked
speaking of-
what they cost?
Yeah. That one's about $500-$600.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a parent who is constructing a light grid for me. It's going to wind up costing $1,100 in materials.
Gee.
Yeah, he's asking if the school can pitch in a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I think we can do that. But all those lights that the National Park Service donated will now have a place to hang and be used.
What studio lights or
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I mean, they donated ellipsoidals, par lights, BOGOs, Fresnels. I mean, I've got probably 22 lights from them. So,
what did
Yeah.
they need that for?
well, the Chickamauga Battlefield Theater,
Oh,
they
they upgraded their theater.
yeah, they upgraded everything and threw it all out. All the old stuff.
Congratulations, Lewis. You've now got a better light system than the REM started with back in the 70s.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. The only thing is they're incandescent and halogen, and everybody's going to LED now because it's cooler, it's lighter, it's less expensive in the long run. But
And incandescence and halogen and compact fluorescents are now illegal to buy,
compact
to
fluorescence,
sell.
Yes.
Yes,
they should
Mercury.
they should have
Mercury.
never been legalized because they were awful.
Well, I know, but now, there, since about January, ordinary incandescent bulbs, ordinary halogen bulbs, ordinary compact fluorescents have been illegal to sell. No one has been enforcing the law. August 1st, every dollar store in the United States is going to get raided for their incandescent bulbs and whatnot.
Because that's the final.
Yep. The government has said, hey, we let you have 6 months. You should have sold all your stock. Now there's a
I don't know what they're
loophole.
going to do about theatrical lighting then, because
There's a loophole. It's called specialty lighting equipment.
Hmm.
So if you label everything that you make right now that is now illegal to manufacture as specialty lighting equipment, you sidestep the law.
What about the easy bake ovens? They'll never work again.
Yeah, I mean, try to bake a little cake using an LED bulb.
Yeah, really. I'm thinking, what about my well house? Put a 40-watt incandescent bulb out there in the wintertime to keep the pipes from freezing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, they probably still use the heat lamps.
That would be a specialty bulb, yeah. We got somebody with us, Pink.
Hold on. Here we go.
It's very, very pink.
That's Dawn's intro.
She gives her own theme music and everything.
And I get Randy Quaid. He literally saved the world the 4th of July.
Yep.
Oh.
And every year on Facebook, I post that speech.
Oh, Dan. I think you know that I had a drum set that I wound up selling because my dog could not handle the noise from the drum set. And I got to missing it so badly that I got to thinking, what about an electronic drum set?
Yes, indeed.
So I just purchased, and it just arrived today, an Alesis Nitro Mesh drum kit.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yes. Now I'm jealous, and I don't even play drums.
Yeah, and it's got a MIDI. I can bring this into the computer and give it different voices, but it's got 40 different drum sets built in.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about
I never thought about that aspect of it, because I was always, I like real skins. I like the shiny cymbals, I like all that chrome. And then I got to thinking about it. But this is a jazz drum set. It's a Latin drum set. It's a rock. It's a heavy metal. Whatever music I want to play along to, I don't have to retune the drums. I have to hit a button, and bam, the toms sound like Latin drums.
And it's probably expandable. So if you want to make Carl Palmer jealous, you can get 50 or 60 more of them and wire them all together.
I can add. They're called dual or single zone pads.
Yeah.
Like the snare is a dual zone, so you can hit it in the middle and hear the drum head, or you can hit a rim shot and it sounds like a rim shot. But all the other toms are single zone, no rim shot on those. So because each one still has a stereo style plug, I can branch off of it and add another tom. So I can add 3 toms that way and 1 tom in a plug. So I could have a total of 7 toms and 1 snare and up to 5 cymbals. Right now I've got the hi-hat, crash, and ride, and that's fine. And the cymbals are chokeable, which means you can hit it and then grab it and it'll stop the sound, just like a real cymbal. It's really cool.
Do they have a brush effect?
No, they don't.
Oh, that must be
That's the
horribly
only thing.
difficult to program.
Well, that because it's all in the stroke. It's not about the voice, it's about the stroke. So
I would believe that somebody could actually write that up as a separate voice. It would probably take somebody bright a little while, but I would think that would be the best solution to it, is to write it up as another voice alternative.
Yeah.
But still, I'm jealous, and I don't even play drums.
I'm going tomorrow to Guitar Center and get a proper throne. That was just a little camp stool that I had behind it just then. But I'm hoping to have some. And man, I was wailing away on it today, and the dog never even noticed.
Yeah,
because it's almost completely silent.
Yeah, I mean it's quieter than a hammer.
Yeah,
much quieter than a hammer. Oh, I should tell my little brother. He's still got his drum set set up in his basement. He'll go down there and start hammering away every once in a while, and I'm going, "Who died and made you, Buddy Rich?"
Well, yeah. I mean, all I got to do is plug in the headphones, and nobody.
Yeah, really. You can do anything you want
if I want to.
Yeah.
Play drums if I lived in an apartment if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, maybe they could hear it downstairs, but
No,
No,
I mean I've got a mover's blanket under it, and you can't even hear me hit that foot pedal. Yeah,
back
it's
back in the '80s when I was doing the garage band stuff, I had an alternative where we could just turn the amplifiers off and plug headphones into the mixing board,
mhm.
and had a bass and six string and a drum machine going, and nobody could hear it but us, which was
Yep.
nice because when I practiced my bass, my next door neighbor was home. She says that my pictures are rattling off the wall. I can't, but it's moving the wall.
Yeah. And like I don't even have to worry about having like 5 or 6 mics on the drum set if I want to record it.
Everything's line in.
It has a line out, and I just plug it into my recorder, and
Mhm.
yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Technology improving people's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Certainly making it nicer for my dog.
that too. So Dawn, what you doing?
Well, I'm actually sending a message to somebody. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
No,
thought you
I
might
was,
be.
I was working because we know I work. I was going to message Joe something, but apparently he's been, he's slightly inebriated. He doesn't remember signing on here earlier.
Yeah, I had a little bit to drink tonight.
Oh,
Did you order business cards? I'll just ask you quick.
No, I have not yet.
He hadn't had that much to drink.
that just reminded me of something I did so very wrong to somebody. Lewis, do you remember Ron Cox, the local racer that ran ARCA
Yeah.
from up in Saudi?
Yeah.
When he hit the wall at Daytona, rung his bell, spent a couple nights in the hospital.
Yeah.
He comes back to town. We're up at the shop. I said, glad you're feeling a lot better. He goes, yeah. I said, I hate to ask you this, but you got that $100 you borrowed from me?
Oh, that was evil, Joe Dog.
He goes, I borrowed money from you? No.
You had money to borrow?
He goes, out. I know it was mean and cruel, but
I mean, seriously, nobody that runs a convention is going to have money to lend to anybody else.
Well, this was back early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, I'm afraid I am going to have to go to DragonCon this year.
Uh-oh.
They got so many celebrities going to be there this year. Got Nathan Fillion, Gil Gerard, Aaron Gray.
Yeah.
Scott
I'm
Grimes.
watching Castle. Does that count?
Huh?
I'm watching Castle right now. Does that count?
Is it the steampunk episode?
No, it was. He did to be starting.
Good night, Carl.
Good night, Carl.
Carl.
He's got a big day tomorrow.
Yep.
Anyway, from the new Star Trek Strange New Worlds, we got Anson Mount, Ethan Peck, and Christina Chong, who plays the security officer. They got almost all the major characters from Eureka.
Sorry.
What?
Oh,
Love you, little sister.
Oh, and Lewis, if you want to watch something funny over in private chat, there's a video linked. And I promise you, it's not a Rickroll.
I can confirm because I did watch it earlier.
Can you still get tickets to this year's Dragon Con? I thought
Oh,
they were
yeah.
all sold out.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
this-
you can get tickets. You just can't find a hotel anywhere within 20 miles of the damn place.
I'm not seeing anything showing up in private chat.
Oh, okay.
I-
Well,
It either, so I'm wondering if it's because before we
There it
came
is.
in, you would.
get it back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be cheap.
It's never been cheap.
That's $175.
Well,
Not the green room. Not the green room.
do, 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 do.
Not the green room.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you had posted that somewhere else too.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got in trouble for watching it the other night.
Mm.
Woo.
Yeah. This is Chris is saying that's what you're looking for, room rates within downtown Atlanta that weekend.
Yeah. I got friends that live in Atlanta, so I don't worry about that.
Well, watch out where you park. Make sure you park completely in your lines and pay. Otherwise,
No, I'll just catch an Uber.
even better.
I'll tell you what, man. Going around New York last 2 years ago, year and a half ago, I learned to appreciate Uber. Definitely the way to go. I mean, they pick you up within 5 minutes, no matter what. Cheaper than a cab, faster than a cab. Yeah.
And they actually
Better
will go.
conversationalist than a cab.
Pardon?
Better conversationalist than a cab.
Usually.
hmm
Rick, you changed it. My little heart was broke.
Oh, Lewis, I've
Oh.
got a new light. Does it? Am I looking better?
Yeah, yeah. Except that you're looking more like you.
Yeah. There it is. That's it.
There.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Mhm.
That's why I'm hiding in the dark. Oh, why did
It's a Bauer from
Yeah. from
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, of course.
Now, here's the best part of it.
Oh, God. You're kidding me. It's got an
Yeah,
inverter built in?
Yeah.
Wow.
For your laptop or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Refrigerator, washer, dryer, whatever you need emergency power for, that's going to run for 30 seconds.
Not the green room.
Hey, if you got one needs a drop cord, you serious about that? Ah,
I've known people.
I'm saying nothing.
That thing had a transmission that had gears, and
Yeah, Lewis had a refrigerator like that one time. He had a refrigerator, had an engine, transmission. Shoot, even had a bathroom.
the roof sucked
I
though.
miss it too.
Ah,
Thinking about renting one next summer. Just for about 2 weeks.
Where would you go? Just travel, run around, or
No, probably do California, California, Nevada. Definitely want to hit Vegas.
oh, have you seen the new attraction in
Oh
Vegas?
my God, yeah. How cool is that, huh?
And it's also has an inside too.
Yeah, what I mean, it's pretty big. What's on the inside?
It's like a theater, and
Hmm.
projection up on the ceiling.
Wow.
Not the green
Yeah,
room.
I thought the fireworks projected on that thing were pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
Dan, you
I have
almost
no
owed me a
idea what
keyboard.
software you'd use to create, content for it, but pretty interesting.
That's even funnier because I know you can read my mind.
they call it the Vegas Spear,
I was trying.
MSG Spear.
Now, why would they name it after a Chinese spice?
I don't know.
Are you saying
I pulled up
spear
MSG
as in a
Spear.
long pointy object, or sphere as
Sphere.
in a globe?
As in a globe.
As
Okay.
a round object.
Okay, I thought he said spear like in Brittany he was talking about earlier.
I knew what he meant.
Midwest ears versus Southern accent.
That has to, yeah, it has to be.
It's at the Venetian Resort.
So that cat-like thing that sits and guards the pyramids. What do you call that, Joe?
Sphinx.
Okay. Use that same diaphthong, the SPH.
Are you making fun of how I talk?
No. I'm trying to help you talk better.
I talk good enough.
He's
He's
yeah,
trying
no.
to massage your diction.
Hey, no. I ain't massaging.
I had
nothing.
to go there. I had to go there.
Yeah, no, I'm not
You
doing
got to
that,
pay extra for that.
and I'm not doing it on camera either.
No happy endings.
Yeah, I mean, well, Las Vegas, you can probably find somebody that's
Hey,
willing to do it.
And what happens in Vegas stays.
Is
Usually
that-
gives you herpes.
Get
Hey,
Usually winds up on the
No.
evening news all over the world is what happens in Vegas.
No, what happens in Vegas goes on YouTube within 2 or 3 hours.
I've never been to Vegas.
Last time I was in Vegas, I was just a little kid, so I want to go and see the grown-up stuff this time. I'm not a gambler, so I'm just going for shows and that zip line and cool stuff.
And to drop a couple quarters in the slot just to
Oh,
try.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
slot or the slot? You
I
said
even do
slot,
that on
right?
cruise ship. So I'll spend 30 minutes and $20 in the cruise ship casino, and that's it. I always give myself a limit. Here's a $20 bill. When it's gone, it's gone. I've had some entertainment, same as watching a movie.
Had a guy I worked with. He's one of these church going fellers, and him and his wife went on a church cruise on Carnival or whatever it is.
Oh, that was a wrong cruise line.
Or-
poor puppy, poor puppy.
I don't know what it had. The ship had a casino. I think they all have casinos.
Yeah, they all do. They got to make money.
And the pastor fell into temptation and dropped one token in, hit the jackpot. He said, he just he's like, I'm trying to hide.
Hey, he
Left the
just got
church. Nobody's
a
ever
bunch of
seen him
money.
again.
What do you say, Lewis?
Well, at least it keeps his hand out of the collection plate.
Yeah.
Where do you think you got the money for the token from?
Oh, don't even go there.
Went there, bought the T-shirt and a summer home.
But he did say the pastor did donate the money back to the church, and they got new sound equipment. Something like that.
Came with a free Rolls Royce, didn't it?
A what?
Came with a free Rolls Royce.
No, he had that before the.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it was Joel Elstein.
What a piece of work.
I think someone put a
Frank
quarter in me.
Zappa has a song about preachers like that. It's called Heavenly Bank Account. If you're sensitive about things like that, I recommend you don't listen to it. And Frank's dead now, so he doesn't care one way or the other. The more people his music pisses off, the better he felt.
By the way, Joe Dog, I just received my Temu order yesterday, and I enjoyed everything that I got. Just saying.
Okay. I'm just not putting that much information into a Chinese app.
No, Bucky, that's not a treat.
You know, I just don't want to grant them access to all y'all's phone numbers.
Don't give me your phone number.
Probably
don't mind-
already got it. I mean, seriously.
They want it, they're going to get it no matter what.
Had the same
Dawn,
phone
I'll
number
just-
and email address for 27 years.
Hey, Don, I'll just message you. What's your phone number? What's your number?
What's your number?
I'm not going to see my phone number over there.
No, I'll message you on Facebook. What's your number? Then send me that code that they ask you for. Dan got it.
What's my number? It's 12. Why do you ask?
Oh.
The green room red.
12. My number's 73. If you're sleeping on a 12, man, you're sleeping on a... water beds aren't that soft.
Mine's 95 right now.
So you like a piece of plywood with some cover, with a blanket stapled to it?
You know, the Select Comfort at 95, it's like a nice firm inner spring mattress, but no, right now while I'm recuperating, I can't swallow. Normally I'm about a 30, 35, 40. I like a soft bed. I'd sleep in a feather bed if I could.
No, well, I forget what
I'm
hotel we
not
were.
going to even get into this because you guys, no. Mm-mm.
We went to one hotel when we were going to out of town. One of the Atlanta hotels. I swear it was a piece of 1-inch plywood with a blanket stapled to it. And watch Dan tell me which hotel it is.
That would probably do my
was-
back some good right now.
I was just thinking about the couple of camping trips when I was younger, when I had a sleeping bag on a granite outcrop and slept just fine. Did not wake up in pain the next morning, because that probably had something to do with the
Copious
5 gallons
amount.
of liquor that I took with me for the camping trip.
Oh.
Sometime in my late 20s, I was still working at the plastics factory. I was a mold processor. We had 2,000-pound molds that we put into injection molding presses. We'd have to lower them in with a fork truck, and then our because they're pieces like that. For 3 weeks straight.
And Dan is going, and Rich is going into robot mode.
Yeah.
Mr. Papato.
All right. What's the last part you heard clearly?
Lower them into place with a forklift.
then we'd have to use a
The
crowbar.
part
to
about
level
the
them out.
crowbar started getting messed up. Yeah.
So for about 3 weeks straight before this night, I had put in a maintenance request because just random intervals, the hydraulic pressure would release on the
Thingy.
I screenshot that.
mold was in there. Luckily, that was usually already bolted in. All right. Looks like I started a robot again.
Yeah. Right there.
Yeah. Looks like it did. Anyways, I was putting the press in, or I was putting the mold in, and the hydraulic let go while I was trying to level the mold, and took okay. Let me try to figure out why my processes are going so nuts.
You've been stealing Bill's internet from his neighbor again.
We had a lightning strike very close by last night, and our internet's been off and on since then.
It's been wonky.
But the next day after hurting my shoulder because of 2,000 pounds of mold trying to tear my arm off, we went camping. I slept on a root, and I figured, oh, tomorrow's just going to suck so bad. Best night's sleep I ever had, and my shoulder was so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to shut up now because I just keep lagging out.
There's been at least 3 camping trips I've been on. One as a child and 2 as an adult, where I was sleeping on a granite outcrop next to a river. All I had for padding was a normal sleeping bag. Felt wonderful. Absolutely. I mean, took me a little while to fall asleep, but when I woke up the next morning, no aches and pains whatsoever. Maybe I'm one of those people if I had a sleep number bed, it would be cranked up rather enormously, but I don't know. We've got a memory foam mattress now. Used to sleep absolutely fine on a waterbed till I put my elbow through it one night, and went to the foam mattress after that. Still got it on the same waterbed frame. Yeah, California king size. Try finding a foam mattress that is in California king size. And there is a bed frame that is larger than that. I think they call it the Alaska king size, but it's like
No, it's Alaska king crab.
no, well, whatever. It's about 2.5 acres. I'm going. I don't need that big a playground.
Alaskan 8 foot by 8.
And he went, Rich.
Yes, but he's right. 8 by 8.
Good grief. Dan, do you remember con security in Atlanta? Legolas and Mr. and Mrs. Winchester?
Yes, I do.
I sent you a message on Facebook.
Okay.
Oh,
Everything all right?
I sent you a message on Facebook.
That answers that question.
Yeah.
We got 9 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, and I know exactly what she's going through.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yep.
All right. Oh.
Whoa, what happened to the layout? Did I do something? Oh, yes, I did.
I say layout looks the same to me.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden it was full screen. Like I had 3 acres of I mean, y'all look fine in billboard size. I've got to say. Um,
You want to see me billboard size? Okay.
Oh, no.
What?
I don't know. I don't know how I turned off all of the comments, banners, brand, and private chat, but somehow or another that went away and
Just click it
everything
again.
expanded.
Just click it again.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, click it again and it'll come back.
Yeah. Well, it's back to normal now, and I can
Okay.
actually see the comments. But
Yeah, if you click it while it's open, it takes out everything.
oh, okay. I did not know that.
That's one of their new thingies.
Oh, it's a new. Okay, no wonder I didn't know it. I'd never made that mistake before.
So a girl I went to high school with, and I actually went to junior high and grade school with her. A couple of years back, she had a really bad infection, and she ended up having to have both of her legs and arms amputated, her hands and feet. She's in a wheelchair, and this is a true story. This really did happen. So I'm just scrolling through Facebook, and I mean, she's amazing, her recovery and what she's done since then. And somebody posted a thing that said something you had in high school that you wish you had now, and she put hands and feet.
Wow.
So see, I've hung out with twisted people my entire life.
No wonder you fit in so well here.
I'm just like, I read that. I was like, oh my God, she did not believe it. Yeah, she did.
She went there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's in a wheelchair. She has legs that she can use if she wants to. She can drive again. They have the van all made for her so she can drive again. So I mean, as I realized as I started telling this thing, I'm like, oh, they think this is going to be some kind of joke or some kind of punchline to something. But no, it is true. But the punchline was, what would you want from your high school? Hands and feet.
I had a guy get mad at me one time because I pointed out there was a technological advance that would allow him to play guitar again with his the hook on his arm. He had a missing hand, and he just looked at me like I was trying to poke fun at him. And then I showed him the magazine article about the device in question, that actually it's an electromagnet that strums guitar strings. As long as you're not using nylon, it works. Any metal guitar strings. You just hold this thing over it, and your still functional, still existing left hand can hit the chords and everything. And he could hold the plectrum there in his hook and play guitar again. And he did not believe. He thought I made it all up, and he was mad at me for about 6 months. I don't know if he ever got over it, but it was a real thing. And I'm just going, hey, there's this new thing. You could actually go back to playing guitar. And he hated me ever since. It was not meant to be an insult. It was just, hey, there's this new thing.
Dan, hopefully Rich gets his stuff figured out, and I'm sure Donna will be joining you. I will not be on LMS tonight because I need to get my butt to bed because I have a doctor's appointment in the morning.
My world is shattered.
Why do you think I tried to get on here early?
Oh, Lewis.
Yeah.
I just remembered. Did you see what I have added to the for Grillzilla?
Yeah. Yeah. The bun warmer.
Yeah. Did
Not
you hear how much I paid for it?
Not the cream.
You saw the price on it.
Yeah.
$25.
Oh man.
It's never been used.
Yeah.
So, and the instruction got the instruction booklet too.
Wow. Is it electric or propane?
Electric.
Okay.
I think I might set it, put a piece of plywood under it so y'all can just sort of have it set out on the table
Mm-hmm.
where it's not in the way.
Okay, so you're not going to mount it actually to Grillzilla, just have it with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably a better idea. Probably last longer that way.
Yeah. Not shaking it to death.
Yeah. Megan reached out to me, I guess 2 weeks ago. I responded to her, but we haven't gotten back together. We're gonna meet separately and make sure that we're both okay.
On the same page.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a box to put all the stuff that we put inside the grill.
Yeah.
That's going to be mounted inside.
Okay.
Oh, guess what, guys? It's time.
It's that time.
Thanks, everybody. Lewis, hang around after the show. I want to ask you some stuff real quick.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody. We will catch y'all Saturday night. Last Man Standing's next. You just got to follow Dan over to his pages, and we will see y'all then and see y'all there. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, folks.
Night.
I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.